Grana Weeping and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related, and today we're dipping our toe back into the main line of Transformers media when it comes to IDW Comics. We're getting back on track. We've been taking some little sidetracks, looking at Grimlock, looking at Escape, looking at a few other things, and now we're going to get right back on track. And we're going to follow the main line and pick it up straight after Escape ends. And Warworld has also ended. And we get back on track with issue number 31 of IDW Transformers. So let's start by checking a look here at the awesome cover art here. We have Prime, the newly formatted Optimus Prime, shall we say. He was Pax before that, and recently he's become Optimus Prime. We also have Jumpstream here, Megatron to the side. Down the bottom we have some Insecticons. We have different things around Iacon and Crystal City and all these different areas. And then at the top we have the Seekers. Absolutely awesome cover art here, loving it. As we open up this bad boy, then we see the writers, we see the art, colors, the letters, the editor, the assistant editor, and of course the supervising editor. Never forget about them. Awesome, nice kind of red color here. This seems to be the way the Transformers comics are going when you open it. Grimlock has a similar thing where there's some red artwork on the insides. This must be something that they're now trying to kind of bring on, I guess, as some kind of identifying feature within Transformers comics. We get a brief analysis then of the story so far, and we also look at Optimus Prime, Shockwave, Cyclonus, Perceptor, and Jumpstream as the main players in today's issue. So the story kicks off in Iacon's medical center, where we see Cyclonus and Flatline standing over Provoke's body, and Flatline is explaining to Cyclonus about the kind of state that they found Provoke in, how she was very lucky to escape the accident that she was in and must have crawled or been thrown into a cavern or some kind of fold within the body of Cybertron. So Flatline explains that somebody was trying to save her at the time when she fell. She had all these extra energon reserves and things going on. But they do explain that she's in a bad state. She's pulled through because she is really strong, but she is in a bad state, and Flatline needs to stabilize her first before he can really assess the damage that has happened. At Crystal City, we see that Prime and Ultra Magnus have met, I think for the first time since Optimus Prime has become Optimus Prime, because Ultra Magnus says, Optimus Prime, that what they're calling you now, huh? So he's maybe doesn't approve of the name so much. Prime then goes on to explain the situation that Megatron now holds Iacon, and this is an awesome picture right here as well. It looks so cool. It also explains that now that Straxus has left, they're starting to turn Darkmount into a bit of a refugee place. So we saw in Escape that Straxus left with the rest of his people basically on the ships, and that's what Escape was about. People basically escaping because of this war on Cybertron, and Straxus believed that the best thing for his people was to take them away from Cybertron. Ultra Magnus then speaks to Prime about the fact that Prime let out Pyra Magna, put my teeth back in, that Prime let out Pyra Magna, and Prime kind of says that, you know, the Autobot made mistakes, you know, misjudgments, and now Prime thinks that they'll try and do better, and they actually need Pyra Magna and her loyalists to try and defeat these new evil of the Decepticons. Speaking of Pyra Magna's loyal followers, we then cut to Praxis Academy of Applied Technology, where we see Perceptor with a few other bots as well, having a conversation with Jumpstream about basically what they need to do now and how they're going to try and get one up on the cons by using some technology. Perceptor asks Sideswipe and the other guards to kind of leave and just let them talk in private. And as they're talking in private, we then find out that there is this technology here that was originally used, I think, by Ion Storm, and then Perceptor has now done something to this technology so that Jumpstream can have the power of teleportation. Now, Perceptor's under the idea that Shockwave developed this technology, and anything Shockwave can do, he can do better. So they decide that they are going to try this out and that Jumpstream is going to volunteer. But things go wrong straight from the off, and we cut to outside where we see Bumper talking about his new arm because he lost an arm in a previous episode, and we see Jumpstream just appear outside and then disappear again and appear back inside. He's saying, try and dump the energy on reserves, try and do something different, try and control the power of it, but Jumpstream can't. Jumpstream is having a real challenge here to try and change all of the parameters of where she's teleporting to. We then cut to Shockwave's labs, and we can see Sunstorm is basically back. Sunstorm kind of lost his mind basically, and then now has returned back, and Shockwave's kind of keeping a close eye on Sunstorm, sorry, to see what is going on, because something is wrong. Sunstorm is saying, I'm okay, I've got myself back now, and Shockwave can say, yeah, I can see that something has changed, and it's interesting, but I don't think you can explain that to me, what has gone on. So he basically says that he wants to keep analyzing. Meanwhile, he leaves and tells Onslaught that nobody is to enter these chambers without his permission, and of course Sunstorm continues to try and just ask everybody, let me out, I'm okay, I'm not crazy anymore. Outside, Flame War is talking about all the challenges now of having Six-Shot in charge of what is essentially the Decepticon army, and that she's glad she's here at Shockwave's lab because dealing with anybody is better than dealing with Six-Shot. And who jumps up? Jumpstream appears, and then Jumpstream disappears. Jumpstream then jumps over to where some Insecticons are. Some brutal looking Insecticons. Look at the teeth. Look at them gnashes. They're looking great and looking a little bit different to how they looked in Escape, if I'm honest, as well, so that's quite nice. Jumpstream obviously not very happy with where she's jumped to, and jumps again, this time almost into some pretty sharp objects on the ground, and then she tells Perceptor, I'm going to kill you, and then Jumpstream jumps again, and we see Jumpstream going past some cons, some dinosaurs, all kinds of things, and she's kind of going between these kind of parallel universe, and this now is called the Lord of Misrule Test Flight 1. Perceptor kind of then speaks to Bumper and Sideswipe and the others and just says that he has no idea where Jumpstream has gone. He's lost all control of where she is. She teleported to somewhere in the Sea of Rust, and then blink. But we know one thing, Jumpstream's gone. She's not on Cybertron anymore. Well done, Perceptor. Well done. Cutting to area where Jumpstream is, and she's in this kind of in-between space, and a dark shadow is looming in this space. And who is that? Who's this lurking in this place between worlds that can see Jumpstream jumping between them? Jumpstream finally lands and says, I'm going to kill you, Perceptor. Obviously not very happy about where she's ended up. She has no power, no energon, no nucleon, no nothing. She's going nowhere. Wherever she is stuck. And what does she see? Body after body after body, Magnus's head on a spike. So she wonders, is this an alternative reality that she's now popped into? As again, we now see Cup and Tankor's head on spikes as well. Pyromagna's head also on a spike. And finally, we see Prime's head on a spike. Out of nowhere, a hand grabs her and she turns around and is thankful to see that it's actually Sunstreaker. But it's like a puppet version of Sunstreaker and takes her away to see somebody. She's then taken to the leader of Cybertron, or this new version of Cybertron, and as she's taken over in the distance, she makes out, of course, it's Megatron. Then she then says, Megatron? Oh, damn. Megatron replies, damned yes, but Megatron, not Megatron. Onslaught says, not Megatron. Megatron is long gone. This is Exarchon. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. So you see Exarchon has come back. I don't know much about Exarchon because this happened before I started picking up these ones. Let me know down in the comments, is this exciting? Are you happy to see the return of Exarchon? Sure, I'm pronouncing that wrong. But this is pretty cool. So she's time traveled or gone to a different reality. Pretty nice. And this is to be continued. So then we take a look at what else could have been this cover. And I'm not sure why Cthulhu is in the background here. That is Cthulhu, right? Has to be Cthulhu. With Jumpstream here. And that's in the next issue. Oh, right. I thought that was this issue. No. So the next issue, we're going to look for Cthulhu. Okay, so let's look out for Cthulhu in the next issue. And then this was the one that I got from the cover from this one. Lovely cover. This is, yeah, not the best. This one really wasn't bringing their best. I'm glad I didn't get this cover. This cover was pretty dope, though. I do have to say, it's kind of more almost Marvel G1-esque kind of artwork there, certainly from the covers of the annuals. That is a beautiful piece of art there. Very, very nice. But I'm happy with the cover I got. Also, we get an advert for Transformers Annual 2001 with some screaming bots on the inside. And then Back to the Future, well worth picking up if you've not picked this up yet. Star Trek Year 5. Not a fan of Star Trek comics. I watch the movies and I used to be a huge Next Generation fan and Deep Space Nine fan, but yeah, if it ain't got the Borg in it, I ain't bothered. So, all in all, great episode, great issue of the new Transformers. I'm actually pretty hyped to continue on with this now. It's got a very, very, very exciting path now that Escape has finished. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!